seem blurry. Hello. So, it's Sunday afternoon, and I did that vlog this morning on my way to work, on my way to St. John's. And it was so interesting because between my car and walking in the church, two really interesting things happened. One was really funny and one wasn't funny at all. Let's see, what should we start with? The not funny thing, which happened first, was that I was just turning the corner to go inside, you know, the entrance of the church. There was a woman approaching the corner with me, and she... what was that? I'm sorry. Anyway, she just very, you know, didn't even hesitate, just walked up to the trash can and started looking through it. And I was like, what? Because she didn't look homeless. She did not look in need. And we are literally like 50 yards from the White House. And I'm like, this is just so wrong. This woman has to walk up and go through the trash in front of this symbol of, you know, the leading superpower of the world. And there's a woman picking for trash right outside the door. But, and this all happened in like 3 seconds, I was like, you know what? Finally, I think we have somebody in that house that cares about this woman. You know what I mean? So then I walked up to the front of the church. So that was the not funny thing. And then the funny thing was, I walked up to the front of the church, and like, this squirrel, regular squirrel, just walks out right in front of me. I mean, really, the squirrel walks out right in front of me with such purpose that it was like he expected me to be there. And he walked up and stood right in front of me. And I stopped in my tracks. And he literally looked at me. And I swear we made eye contact. I'm crazy. Look at me. Driving like this. Hi. And he looked at, and I looked at him and I was like, oh my God. And it was like, his face was like, hey, we just stared at each other. And then I swear, his head kind of cocked a little bit. He looked at me and he was like, what? And I was like, I don't know, nothing. And the squirrel looked at me and he was like, are you sure? And I was like, I'm fine. It was like this 5-second moment the squirrel and I had, and then I was like, excuse me, and he just walked away. He walked one way and I literally walked the other. It was, I swear to God, I think it was like some like reincarnated dead relative or something. I don't know. It was really, really weird. But I laughed about that, knowing that I would probably be the only person who thought that was funny. But that kind of shit happens to me all the time. And then, right after church, I went to Whole Foods to get lunch. And I had another experience with a homeless person. There are always homeless people in front of Whole Foods, which really bothers me so much, because you go in Whole Foods, and there are these cookie-cutter yuppies, most of whom are, you know, better than average looking, almost all of whom are very wealthy, because this is DuPont Circle after all. You know, and they're all rushing and busy, and really, really important, you know. And then outside there are these people who are homeless. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And so, oh my, what was that? And so this guy was outside of Whole Foods, and he asks me for money, and I said, he said, when you come out, do you have any spare change? And I said, if I have any extra, yeah. And I meant that. And so when I left, I realized that all I had was 5 pennies. And so I was like, oh my God, you know, that might be like, that was a really hot guy. Sorry. Well, I'm going through like University of Maryland, and there was like this jock without a shirt walking down the street. I almost just crashed. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So, oh my God, I had 5 pennies, and I was like, you know, it's like, is that more insulting, giving a homeless person 5 pennies? Is that more insulting than not giving him anything? Or even ignoring him? I mean, here's 5 pennies. Go buy yourself lunch, right? I mean, what? So I was like, you know what? Why don't you just say that? Just say that. So I went out and I was like, you know, I'm really sorry. All I have are 5 pennies. Is it even to you? I mean, and he looked at me. And he looked at me with such, he looked at me like, wow, thank you so much for even saying that, for even thinking to say that. It was a real moment, like, and I suddenly, between those two homeless people today, I suddenly felt horrible about everything I've complained about in the last week. What am I doing complaining about remember in the vlog from this morning on the way to St. John's, my car? What about if I talked to that homeless person about my car problems? What do you think they'd say, right? So that's my lesson for today. Stop complaining, my God. It's so relative and it's all about perspective. So that's my lesson for the day. It's been a beautiful day. As you can see, I'm not as angry as I was in that I hate Washington vlog. But that was 8 months ago when we were approaching the rainy, cold season where it gets dark early and it's really dreary. I'm sort of like grumpy that whole time. So yeah, it is June tomorrow and this is my favorite time of year. I think it's the best time to be in Washington because it's warm and not humid and it's really windy. I love warm, windy weather. So it's great. Have a wonderful day. If a homeless person asks you for money, at least look at them. You know, when a homeless person asks you for money, we all want to look down for some reason. Isn't that weird? If we were in a store and a fellow shopper came up and asks you for some change, you would be like, oh, and you would answer them like a regular person. But when a homeless person asks you for money, you want to look down. I mean, I do. I mean, everybody does. That's what we do. Because we feel such shame for ourselves and for them. But next time a homeless person asks you for money, just try looking at them and you'll feel better, and so will they. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.